Hello and welcome back to the test phase of design thinking. No, we are not learning music here. We are not here for music lessons. We are going to do the testing phase of the design problem that my team took up in the last phase, which was related to education, about note taking, and we arrived at a solution, some not solution in its entirety, this still in its raw form. We arrived at the features that the solution should have. So they have sort of what I described in my elephant and the blind man story. So they have pieces of the puzzle. They're trying to piece it all together, and like a good music ensemble, it all comes together. So this is what we're going to try to do in the testing phase, trying to get different ideas, merge them together and see how it all looks like, because when you externalize what you're thinking, your thought process, it starts forming a much more concrete idea. Of course, it doesn't stop there. You need to take it to the users whom eventually you're trying to help and see what their reactions are, and let the rock and roll begin after that. So that's what we are going to do. So over to you guys for the two steps. For the first step, we are going to do is to see if we can actually build a prototype. Before that, I will ask them to state their assumptions. That is important because we need to find out what it is that we are going to test with our users. We may have some ideas, preconceived notions, and that is something that they will have to test out. So here's my team again. You met them before many times. So you will meet them again and we will see what they do with their idea, their solution. Over to you guys.
So since we've already discussed about the solution and what the solution, what the features in the solution has to be, we've come up with some basic assumptions. What we are thinking are still happening in the current situation in a classroom. So I'll start with stating the assumptions. First one would be teacher who is actually preparing her notes to teach in the class has a master copy of that notes in a soft copy, which she can be sharing it to her students later. That would be assumption 1. 2 will be students have some sort of access to a electronic gadget or a smart device where they can access this solution what we are trying to develop and eventually edit, save and keep writing, adding to the repository. That would be assumption 2. Then assumption 3 is that there is a admin in the school who will be monitoring all the activities that would be happening inside this repository what we are going to develop right now. Then assumption 4 would be all the textbooks or subject textbooks basically are available as soft copies so that they can be uploaded into the system. So these are the basic assumptions we've come up with. Now we are going to start with discussing, in fact brainstorming how this prototype should be, what how these features we've discussed previously can be incorporated into this prototype.
So let's start with a basic design of what the solution could actually be. Essentially, what we have in the solution would broadly be classified into two. One is the textbook, and the other would be the notes. Right. So let's start with the basic home page where we have these two aspects in the application or the system.
Right. So since we are developing a repository and it also has we also have an assumption that there would be an admin who would be monitoring all the activities. Right. So he would also be adding new students as users into the system. Right. So this would require a login system,
an account feature.
Account feature basically. Okay. So we'll start with having
these three components in the application.
Right.
So the first component would be textbooks.
Right.
Yeah.
So this can be another would be notebooks.
Fine.
Right.
So what do you have so far?
So we have the
application opening with
set
Three.
of textbooks, notebooks, and another thing would be my account, basically where user would usually go log in into the system.
Or should the login page be separate, so that based on how the student logs in, the content will be available for him, or would it be standard content available for all irrespective of login?
Yeah, we can have a login page in the beginning, or we can direct this option where what we are going to have is my account into a login page, and outside the login they can have their
Because essentially you do not want any user to come in and edit the system, right? You want to ensure that whatever content is available for editing is only available to the users that have been added into the system, that are part of the system. So I think we can create a login page. So the login page will essentially have a username and a password, right? And then OK button probably. Password. OK button. Right. So that will be the first page.
Then once the user logs in, we have this.
Yeah. So then I don't think this is required, right? The account tab is not required.
Or we can let it be for having his profile
Related content. Okay. So textbooks, notebooks, and my accounts.
So what have we so far?
So we have two pages.
Okay.
The first page would be a login page where the student would log in with a username and password. Once it's submitted, the relevant content will be available as two tabs. One will be a textbook tab and one will be a note tab, and you will also have an account tab which has all the details of that particular user. So inside the textbook tab and the notebook tab, you would have all the relevant textbook and the notebook repository available separately for the users to go and edit.
And the notebook, the textbook is supplied by the
So
teachers.
that was part of one of our assumptions. We had 4 assumptions.
Okay.
So the first assumption, the fourth assumption was the textbook would be available in soft copies. Yeah. So again, textbook is not the core part of the problem that we are trying to solve, but we still would want to see if students would have the ability to, like you mentioned, write on top or edit on top of textbooks, and that content also can be available for everyone.
So this you're primarily thinking in terms of only mobile application, or is this could be extended to web or?
Yeah, it could be a web as well as a mobile application.
Okay. Okay.
So now we have the login page and the first home page of the system, basically the repository or the system what we are going to develop. Now what we will be doing is, since students might be having already notes which have been shared with them previously, or
the master copy that has been collected by the admin from all the teachers for all subjects.
Yeah.
So that content should already be available on the system when a student accesses it.
so that would be the books there.
Yeah. So the tiles that you are creating right now are the books for each subject, right? So the next page, sir, in this navigation would be once a user clicks on the notebook tab or the notebook page, then a subsequent page would open where you would have notes for each subject, and the master copy, whether it's collected from the teacher based on our assumption, that master copy would be available for each subject in each of those tabs.
Okay. Is it the teacher's job to upload
No,
this?
it's the admin's job. The admin is running the system. So the admin would collect the content from either the teacher based on our assumption or from student, one of the student, to create the first master copy for all these subjects.
So for your field tests, will the subjects be primarily students, teachers, or who will your primary subjects be for them?
I think our users would be students, so our subjects would also be students. But in order to test our assumption as to whether teachers maintain a record of the notes that would form the base of this system, that is something that we need to probably check with our teachers as well. Okay, so he's basically creating for each subject.
So will you have a couple of prototypes for one for college as well as one for
Yeah, we can have. I think right now we are designing it for schools.
Schools.
We can also have one for college as well.
Okay.
Yeah, now we have the page for the notebooks.
Yeah. Yeah. So there will be a similar architecture for the textbooks as well, right?
Yeah, in the notebooks we also need to incorporate a new note, right?
So you may want to check it with the list of features you have also,
Okay,
that
okay.
if all of it is covered in your
the
prototype.
Right.
So the assumptions and the features, these
Right.
are the important parts in this
Right.
phase. So all of it is, I think I can see that it's being covered one
Right.
by one.
Right.
Yeah, the evaluation bit and the continuous evaluation is going to be tricky as to how to insert that into this.
Okay. So do we need to have that as part of the solution, or can it stand outside of the solution?
You have put that as a feature because that you saw as one of the things that
That
you
can
want
motivate.
to motivate them to share. So this is, and that's something that you may want to test also. Saying, is that really true that they do need to motivate?
I think we can also add that as part of our assumption, that
Sure.
whether continuous evaluation and reward system would motivate students to.
Absolutely.
That is an assumption that we have made, I guess. Yes.
Absolutely. You can put that down as well.
Yes.
Because lots of times students do it for general good.
Yeah, that's what.
They don't do it because they need a reward.
Right.
Maybe you're complicating the system by introducing that reward
Introducing
system.
that it's system. Right.
Yeah, now what we'll have is a new note-taking page. This would be the existing notes that admin has already put up into the system.
Right.
Two things we'll have to create here. One is the opening each notebook, what the admin has already put up into this, and two is the new note-taking, what user would want to do.
So in the new content that users are going to add, that we have depicted with this icon, I think in the list of features, like sir mentioned, they would have the option to upload any kind of content. It could be JPEG, it could be in any format. So I think we should be able to accommodate that.
Then we also need to have a file manager for all these management of all these different formats of documents. So we'll have another option here then.
Or could it be part of my account?
File manager is
No,
a different
no. Okay.
account would be profiling that student.
Okay. But essentially the activity that a student would have to do to enter any kind of content, irrespective of its format, would be the same, right? Or would it be different?
I'm sorry.
Imagine the student wants to type some content, new content, versus he would want to upload a image of a note that is already taken in his notebook. So would the process in this application that we are building be the same? To essentially is doing the same activity, which is uploading his content. So would the process be the same?
In file manager, what happens is you can segregate your entire documents, like be it image, PDF, Word document, then textbook, notebook. They come down as downloads or uploads. basic all the log data of uploads and downloads would be recorded in the file manager in sequence of the time period pertaining to earlier being on top. Then textbooks and notebooks would be very particularly what the admin has shared with the students for that particular class. So file manager can have a lot of personalized content as well.
Okay, that's what you're saying. So if again my question remains as to whether if a student wants to contribute to a certain subject or certain content and he wants to contribute it through the notes that he has taken on paper and he's contributing it in the form of an image, would it remain only in the file manager or would it be part of the content that the admin is seeing and updating the original master content? My question again is like if you are creating a file manager and we have given the option to the students to upload his image only in the file manager, would the admin have access to these contents so that he can use that content to upload update the master content?
No. Then to clear this confusion, what we can have is 2 buttons on every page.
Or what I was thinking is you have created that plus icon. So this is basically the icon for new notes, right? So once that icon is clicked, then could you ask the user on what format the uploaded content is going to be? Because basically this is going to be an activity of uploading, right?
This is more of creating the note than uploading.
Okay.
Creating a new note, this would be. Uploading, what I was thinking, it just popped into my head. What we'll have is 2 buttons here and here, where if I click on the upload button, a page inside the repository should open, where I can drag my files and drop it into there, and it gets uploaded. Then similarly, I'll have a down arrow, which I click on the down arrow, all the downloadable content in the repository which I am unable to access will be there in that repository. That page in the repository should open, so that I can choose what I want to download and click on download in that page.
Okay. So is it in conflict with the content that you're already giving in textbooks and notebooks? Because textbook and notebook is essentially the content that you want your users to see and access. So is there something that is different that is going in your download tab that is not available in textbooks and notebooks?
So we can have students coming from different departments or different subjects basically. Imagine in a UG, a mechanical student would have his textbooks fixed in this repository. He would get downloadable access only to his textbooks from the admin. Then an electronics engineer would be using the same repository but different set of textbooks would be coming in.
So basically this second page that we have built would be personalized content, right?
Yeah.
So based on how the user has logged in, it would be personalized list of textbooks that he has access to and personalized notes that has been maintained for that particular user. And the download and upload tab that you are talking about would provide a whole list of content that from which he can have access to, from which he can download, upload content.
So that could be working more like a DC++, where the admin puts in
What is DC++?
So DC++ is a intranet repository where usually institutes incorporate this thing and all the students can go online into this DC++, either upload all their content, say it movies, documents, anything. Since if we 4 of us are connected to DC++ and we 4 are sharing our files, say I have 100 movies, he has 100 books, he has some other content and you might be having some other content which you want to share it with all your peers. So I go put up all that content in DC++ and I can flush out all the temporary or unrequired files from my system. It's already there in the repository. I can download whatever I want from that part. And it's not just me, since we 4 are connected to that system, anyone can download from that system. So it's more like a repository kind of thing itself.
Okay. So when you're downloading content, probably there should be a navigation as to once that content is downloaded, then into what particular tab, what basically organization. See, I could have n number of content available for me to download. I'm downloading that and putting it either into my textbook content or into my personalized note content. So there should be a flow from where the downloaded content should be routed to the relevant.
Right. So that's why we are using a file manager. So if I click on download and open the repository to download any content, I'll have another folder inside my file manager which says downloads. All the downloads by default will go into that folder. Then I'll
from there
I can
move
that file into the required
into my required.
So this would be upload and this would be
number.
Do we also need to create the prototype for a system like DC++, a repository where the download and uploads of the admin would be?
The assumptions that you have mentioned, if you can validate that, whatever you need to validate that. So this is going to be bare bones skeleton just to validate your assumptions. Okay. Then the next rounds you can sort of build, give it enough meat so to make it a complete system. Here we are not there to make a full-fledged system and see how it works. That's not our aim. Our aim is to check with the users. This is the first level of testing. You can do multiple rounds of these, but the first level is to just go and see what is it that my users want. Are they comfortable with this idea?
Yeah. So textbooks and notebooks in terms of this would be a copy. Right. Here also I would need a new folder creator, right? Because again I'm creating my own personalized content here. So I can have a different subject and content for that different subject being added, right? And this, great. Okay. So the next step would be someone clicking on any of these particular icons, right? So imagine I choose a certain subject in notes. So what happens would be that there would be an existing repository of notes that has been initially created by the admin and transferred to this particular folder by me. Right? Okay. There will be edit, save and share, which is basically uploading it back into the repository. So what these buttons would do is that if I click on, I open an existing node page. So there is the content that I have added available to me. If I make any additions to it and I click on save, it gets saved into only my personal folder. Edit obviously allows me to edit the content, and if I share, then this content would be going back into the common server where the admin would have access to this particular content.
Okay, now where are we at?
We are creating a new note-taking page, sir.
In that, essentially, you would have 3 features in that page. So the page would begin with whatever existing content you have for that particular subject. You would have the option to edit content on that subject. You would have the option to save. When I say save, you're saving whatever editing or additions that you've made only for yourself. And if at all you want to share this with the administrator who would be in charge of creating the master copy, you can share it as well. So there will be 3 options on this page. New page would be blank.
Now we have the login page,
Home page,
page for the notebooks,
page for textbooks, a page for taking new notes. Now we covered all the features, and there will be the upload and download option where students can see the entire repository. So for this is essentially a feature that is not available for our users, but it's part of the administrative activity related to the system. So do we have to prototype this as well, or?
So when you're going, your target audience is admin. Say suppose you are taking it to an administrator, then you will need to take them that part of the prototype and see what is it that they are doing, and you can interact with that. Another question I had in this regard is, what if the admin and the teacher are one and the same? Because I envisage that that could be a possibility. In my case, it would definitely be a possibility.
I don't think there would be any problem with the admin being
The teacher or teacher being
and the admin. Yeah.
It's all individualized with respect to their account details, login details. So even if a particular teacher is assigned an
As the admin?
she can log in as an admin and she can also log in as a teacher.
So there are separate logins. Okay.
Or probably the same login would have that particular login would have admin
Plus
admin plus teacher access.
That would be convenient, because I hate switching login, and that's a pain.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have 5 basic pages which will.
Yeah, I think the structure is almost set, sir.
Okay.
So we essentially designed 5 pages. The first page would be a login page where the user, student or teacher logs in. Once the login is validated, you go to a home page where we have 4 options basically. One would be the textbook, the second would be the notebook, third would be a file manager, and fourth would be my accounts. On top of that, you also have an upload and a download tab. So I'll just explain what all are the features. So in the textbook application, on the textbook tab, the students will have access to all the list of textbooks that have essentially been saved as per his content. So he can organize all his textbook content in that. If he clicks on the notebook tab, what essentially happens is he'll have all his note content. Essentially, the primary content here would be the master content that the administrator has created out of the content that is received from either the teacher, we are assuming teacher here, or any of the student. So that master content would essentially be organized into several subjects by this particular user. So that is what would be available in textbooks and notebooks. Apart from that, we also have 2 buttons on the home page. One would be an upload button and the other would be a download button. In the upload button, the student can, based on whatever new notes or new content, irrespective of what file format it is, can be added into this repository through the upload tab. And similarly, in the download tab, whatever content is available in this repository, irrespective of document format, can be downloaded to this application. Other than that, there will also be a My Account and a File Manager tab, which basically keeps track of all the content that he has uploaded, all the content that he has downloaded, and all the other features that are part of this application.
Okay, so we saw the creation of a prototype right in front of your eyes. I felt that such a demo will actually help you understand what is the process involved. You are not an app developer, you haven't done this before. You can use paper, you can use something that's lying around, boxes, you can use paper plates, you can use just a sketch with sticky notes on it to model your concept, to externalize, and you can have your team, like you saw this team interact with each other and correct each other, and going and checking back what is it that they were originally attempting. Is it solving the user's situation or not? What are the criteria that we had in the earlier phase, and they brought it to this in the form of a prototype. So prototyping building is to test the assumptions. Again, there was a new assumption that came up that was also added to the list. So they are going to go to the field to test these assumptions. One more point I would like to point out is they have 3 potential users of the same system. So you can take a pick on which is your favorite, or you think is the most important stakeholder in this, and you can build a prototype for them, test the assumptions for them. So in their case, the admin was sort of a secondary a customer, secondary user. So they're going to build that later on. So that will be part of their other tasks. They do not have a prototyping experience or an app building experience, probably a little bit here and there for a hobby, but they use their software of choice. You can use physical stuff, you can use software of your choice. It doesn't need to be anything fancy. The basic premise is to test out the idea on the field with users who potentially may use this in the future. This is and this process is iterative. It goes on, I don't know, test 3 rounds, 4 rounds, 5 rounds, and till you are satisfied that yes, it is ready for prime time, and then start giving it more flesh and blood, make it a real a product, service, or in their case maybe an app. That's what's lying in store for them. Well, till then, enjoy. This is a great demo session for us. We will join you with the user tests.
Yes.
So that's what is up next for that. So keep tuned, and we will show you how the user tests go. And we'll also be showing you the screenshots of the final product that we have, prototype that we have. Thank you so much. Take care.